Good afternoon and welcome to Coffee Chat. I'm your host, Dyann Duncan, and with me today is Cheyenne Dorrell from Big Brothers Big Sisters of St. Joseph. Thank you so much for joining us today. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, oh, no worries. Thank you. I know it's getting warmer outside, but we still have the fireplace on for ambiance, and so Cheyenne and I are a little toasty, but that's okay. Thank you for coming. I'm so excited to have you here. You are the public relations...
We call it the community relations director.
Community relations director for Big Brothers Big Sisters. How did you get involved in working with kiddos?
My first position with kids was a children's ministry classroom director. So I got volunteers to help in the classrooms. I ended up doing curriculum and stuff with the children. So that's where my love of working with volunteers started as well. So yeah, that started in that. I worked in the church for 10 years until I had my own kids, and I took a little time to be with them, and then got back in it.
So this opportunity at Big Brothers Big Sisters presented itself.
Yes.
And you jumped on board with that. So tell me a little bit about your job. What do you do there at Big Brothers Big Sisters?
My job at Big Brothers Big Sisters is getting out into the community and sharing what we do as Big Brothers Big Sisters, what our mission is, and ways that people can get involved in Big Brothers Big Sisters. That's my job. It's been hard these last few months because I can't really get out into the community right now, so I really appreciate this opportunity to talk to you. We just want to share with the community opportunities that they have to make a difference in a child's life in a very simple way. Big Brothers Big Sisters, we ask for volunteers to give a couple hours a week, just having a child come hang out with you in your home, or go grocery shopping with you, or go to the movies with you. Whatever things that you do normally in your life, we just ask for you to include a child. And the impact that it makes on a child is amazing. I mean, there's story after story about how kids are impacted by little things. So we have a little who was with the program for around 10 years, and we asked him, what was your favorite part about being in the program? And he has got to do a lot of cool things. We're affiliated with Kansas City, so lots of times we get Royals tickets, and we get tickets to all different things that we get to do. And he's done a lot of those things because he's been there since the beginning. We've been around for 10 years, 11 years. So he's done some really cool things, but when we said, what's your favorite thing about being in Big Brothers Big Sisters, he said, eating dinner at your house with real silverware and real plates. So it's stuff that we can't fathom will make a difference to a child because it's just been a part of our lives. But when you bring kids into your home that don't have those opportunities, you never know how the littlest things are going to impact them forever. It gives them a different vision of what their life can be like. If they've only seen poverty and they've only seen, destruction, they've only seen brokenness, it's hard for them to picture in their mind. Just like it's hard, I've never been to Paris, so I can't really picture what that's like. I can, I've seen it on TV or whatever, but I can't really picture it or feel it.
Right.
But when you bring a child into your home, whether it's perfect or imperfect, I'm a single mom and I have a little, so we're not asking for perfect people, we're just asking for people who have something to offer, and everyone does,
Right.
And
tell us, you kind of explained a little bit about Big Brothers Big Sisters, but I know there's another program too. I can't remember what the name of it is, but anyway, tell us about the whole thing. How did it get to St. Joe, and what is your purpose? What's your mission?
Sure. Big Brothers Big Sisters has been around for 100 years. They're over 100 years old, Big Brothers Big Sisters of America. And it was around 11 years ago, there was a United Way group. They do it every year. It's a leadership group that they do. And in that leadership group, they decided that we really needed a mentorship program. Because you see things that are going on in the community, and what can you do that's preventative? What can you do to give children, someone else in their corner, someone on their side encourage them and defend potential. That's what we say. We are defending their potential. Every child has it.
Right.
But not everyone has people to defend it, or have enough people to defend it, you know. So they decided that was necessary, and they worked really hard and raised the money and got a program here about 11 years ago. So we've been in St. Joe for about 11 years. We're affiliated with Kansas City. We have a lot of support from them. But yeah, that's how we got here. And our whole goal is to, you know, simply join a child who is in, like, they have to be from a single parent or non-traditional home. A lot of our kids are in foster care or living with a grandparent. And, you know, our grandparents are like, I'm just tired, I can't keep up with them, you know. But we also have we have grandparents who are bigs too.
Right.
So it's different hanging out with a little once a week to having them all of the time.
Right.
So we have a lot of really wonderful grandparents that have stepped up and taken care of their grandkids, but are very thankful for the bigs that'll come and play ball with them and things like that. So, so they have to come from those situations, and they have to want to be a part of the program. It can't be forced on by the school or parents or doctors. They have to want to be in the program.
Okay.
And then we match them with a big that comes to us and says, I want to be a big. So everyone goes through this process, and as I'm talking to the bigs, I tell them, okay, we check, make sure you're safe. Safety is our #1 concern for our children.
Okay.
So we do all that, but as I'm talking to you, I always have like a little that pops into my head that I'm like, they would be so good together. And then I give them a few options because I tell them, you know, we give them summaries of the children. They don't have names or anything on them. And then they choose, they think about the child. A lot of people who are the praying type, they pray and say, which child is the one that I could benefit the most? And I'm pretty proud of myself because I usually know which one they're going to choose.
And they pick the one you were thinking of? That's cool.
And then they meet, and it's fun. It's nerve-wracking. They have a meeting, and we facilitate some conversation, and then we send them off on their own, you know, and they have their first outing, and it's really neat. It's neat to see these relationships grow. You know, this year we had 3 graduates, and all of them had been matched for 9-10 years with their bigs.
Wow.
And it's just really sweet. It's like they graduated out of the program. Of course, their friendship can remain, but we also, once someone is matched, we're there to support the match. So we reach out to them, we reach out to everyone, the parents, the kids, the bigs, and we're there for any questions, like, how do I handle this with my little? I don't know how to handle this. And we have a match specialist, it's social work, and she helps them navigate that. So it's not like we match you and send you off and say good luck, you know.
Yeah.
And we have match activities for them, and we encourage them to do things. And if they're just like, I don't know what to do with my little, they seem disinterested in these things, and we help them.
Good.
So it's really a great thing. It's really, like, I can't explain how it's so simple. It's so simple, and it takes such a small amount of energy on the bigs side to make just a huge impact. And you know, a lot of the bigs are impacted just the same, you know, and for a big to have a different view on the world too. You know, it helps you open up your mind, open up, you know, your thoughts on what's really happening in your community, what are the real issues, and what can this person with a different life, lots of times a different culture, bring to your life and open your mind to a lot of different things. So it really is pretty amazing. It's a pretty amazing program.
I was a big when I was in college.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know how normal this is, but I got a little brother.
Okay.
And for being in college, it was really easy.
Yeah.
I would help him with homework. I'd take him to the park. We went shopping a few times. It wasn't high demand.
No, it's not.
I couldn't have given that in college, but just a few hours. And I will say, as a college student, it opened up my eyes to the way people live that I hadn't been exposed to growing up in my two-sibling family. So it was neat. But then I have friends that are doing it now as a couple, and I think there's a program for couples.
Yes, you can serve. You can be a big brother, a big sister, or a big couple.
Okay.
And you can involve your family. I have 2 kids, and my little and my oldest are the same age. So I have a little sister, and then I have 2 boys, which is fun because I have I have boys, so it's fun to have her around. And my kids behave better when she's around for some reason. Like,
wow. Well, there you go.
Like, you think it'd be different.
Yeah.
But it's like when she's around, they just, they're great. And she helps me. And so, or you can be, so if you're a big couple, we match the big couples with little brothers because women are more likely to volunteer. So we have a lot more little brothers on our waiting list. And a lot of we have a lot of little brothers because traditionally in our program, we have mostly single moms, and so they don't have a man in their life.
Right.
So a cool thing about a big couple is if we have a little come in that has traumatic experience with a male in their life, let's say, but they need a positive male in their life, it may be hard for them to just immediately just get in the car with a man.
Big brother all by themselves.
Yeah. So it's nice in those situations to have a big couple because the wife or the woman in the relationship can they act as a liaison between our bridge. Like, he is safe, I'm safe, we're safe. And so we match our big couples to little brothers.
Okay. I didn't know that was specific, but that's good to know.
Yeah. So, we have, I think, around 40 waiting littles right now. So we always have kids that are interested in all different things, different needs. I know we ask our bigs not to buy our littles things, not to be their providers.
Right.
You're not there to provide anything except support, emotional support. You're there to be their friend. That's it. You're there to have fun with them and be their friend. A lot of beautiful things come out of it, but that's the goal, is for you to be their friend. And so there are some kids who may come and they wouldn't maybe be wearing clothes that you would put on your own child, or you would want to give them things, because some people are just, that's how they show love, is giving gifts and things like that. And that's something that I do, which has been a challenge for Amy. Not my little she needs for nothing. She's fine. But for me personally, when I started this job, someone told me there's a spectrum and you get to choose on your spectrum what the need of the child is. So, and I thought, well, if you're really empathetic and stuff, you would want a child who really is very, in a situation where there's poverty and but for me, I was I would have trouble drawing that boundary between I'm not their caregiver.
Right.
So there's just a wide range of what you think your emotional well is, what's overflowing, what can you offer a child. And there could be a child who just really needs someone to hang out with them, play ball with them, and beyond that, everything is going pretty well in their lives. So we have tons of kids, tons of different situations, with different need levels. That really, I haven't met a big that I don't have a little that pops in my mind for them. So
my friends that are a big couple, they got a guy, and they've had him for a while, but it was neat because as they got to know him, they got to see his potential. And I don't know if he hadn't been challenged or what, but anyway, the couple said if you get all A's, they were going to go do something. And I can't remember what it was, but this little guy was just like, oh my gosh, that's it. And I think he ended up getting all A's and a B or something, or maybe he did get all A's. But anyway, they ended up going and doing whatever this event was. Yeah. And that kid has maintained good grades. And I don't know if it was because he just didn't feel challenged, or maybe nobody had presented it like that, or maybe nobody had said, hey, this is important.
Yeah.
I don't know, but whatever it is, I mean, being a big can have a huge impact on a child's life that, you might just think you're throwing balls.
Yeah.
You might think you're just, setting a table.
Yeah. Well, there's so many statistics about, graduation rates and rates of children being less likely to try risky behaviors and things like that. But it stems from the self-esteem that they get from someone besides their family, and adults caring about them and thinking and showing them that they're important, that they matter, that they're committed to them, that they're committed to whatever they do in their lives. They are going to remain committed to them. As we have a lot of bigs that are like that. They're like, well, this is it. I mean, I will be your big, and as long as you want me to be your big. We ask for a year commitment. That's what we ask for. Our average match is about 3 years, because life changes.
Right.
Kids move. People, bigs move. But we do have a lot of just lifelong, and they graduate and then they just stay friends. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It's a wonderful thing to see. We had a kid who's in the foster care and had gone through foster home after foster home after foster home, and their big stayed with him the whole time. And the foster home would say, here, he's doing these things, and the big's like, I have seen none of that behavior. None of that behavior is real or is true. And so it's nice for him to have an advocate. He had an advocate with them. He had an advocate they helped him, as he got older. They're the ones who taught him to drive. They're the ones who helped him set up a checking account. There's just things that your parents do that can slip through the cracks if you don't have that. And that's a very extreme situation where that's needed, but they had been matched with him for so long. When it got to that point, it was obvious, like, yes, this is what we do, is we're going to help him learn to do these things and help him become an adult, and show him that he has everything he needs in his tool belt to become a successful adult. And I just have to show you. I just have to show you how to use these tools. And so I think that's really important. My little has a wonderful mother who had her whole life is lived for her daughter. And so I'm just a voice of, like, I agree with your mom.
Yeah.
My mom won't love mom. I agree with her mom, and I'm her. I back her up. I back her mom up because she's a single parent by herself, and I back her up, and that's my role in their lives, and I'm honored to have it.
That's neat. So we were talking earlier. I know that I could be a big sister. My husband could be a big brother. We could be a big couple.
Yes.
But are there other physical ways that we can serve big brothers, big sisters without taking on that commitment?
Sure. Yes, you can. We have a program called Matchmakers, and it is it's a monthly donation. It just automatically comes out. It costs a certain amount of money. I think it's $30 a month to maintain a match. So with your match support specialist, with everything that we do. So, you can give it different increments. We suggest $30. And so we have a lot of matchmakers that are just that monthly donation. We depend on fundraisers as well. But for example, this year, we are really having to be creative about our fundraisers. We had a golf tournament that was canceled. We have different things that just didn't happen because of the virus. And so those matchmakers are our backbone. They help us be able to maintain these relationships. Financially, it costs. It costs money to have a staff and all of those things. So being a matchmaker is a really, really cool way to get involved. We do events. This year, we're only doing one big fundraising event. I don't know, in the past, we've done Bowl for Kids' Sake, and it's peer-to-peer fundraising. So you get a team together, that your whole team raises money, and then you go and bowl and have this bowling night. Well, we didn't know what the world would be like at the end of July, so we decided just to go forward with a virtual quiz bowl for Kids' Sake is what we're calling it.
So this is gonna be like a trivia night.
It's gonna be a trivia night.
Okay.
And we don't have that date set, but it will be the end of July.
And we get to have a team.
And so you have a team captain. They pick a team, and you fundraise together. And then you do that. It's really a fun thing that you
I love trivia nights.
Yeah.
You realize things like you didn't know you needed to know, but
or things that like it's really fun when you do know something that like how do you know that? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, especially when it is like trivia, you know, and it's so trivial. But no, and it's also fun just hanging out with your friends and doing something for a good cause.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing this year. So Matchmaker, you can go to our website. It's Big Brothers Big Sisters stjoe.org. You can look that up, and there's a donate button on there where you can set up a matchmaker. Pretty soon on that website there'll be information on Quiz Bowl for Kids' Sake. We have Facebook and Instagram. We share a lot of our information on that. We share a lot of our success stories. We share our Waiting Littles sometimes on there. So so Facebook is a great way to keep up with us, and Instagram. We have our website for donations. You can email me. It's Cheyenne at bbbsstjoe.org. If you're interested in being a big, I'd be happy to talk to you if you have questions about it. We have periodic info sessions that you can come to and just have, just talk and ask your questions, or I can do an info session over Zoom. I've done some of those during this time. So,
has that been, has that impacted this whole COVID thing? Has it impacted the bigs and littles getting together?
Yes, we have suggested that they didn't get together. So right now we're at a stage where we're saying you can get together, and this is us suggesting it.
Right.
You can get together, but we suggest you don't ride in a car together. So meet somewhere or something and keep your distance. So we've had picnics where a big is on a blanket and a little is on a blanket. It's really cute. Mm-hmm. Me and my little have done a lot of video chatting, a lot of texting, a lot of talking on the phone. That's how we've done it. But we had that kind of relationship before. It's been tricky for some of our bigs who didn't have that kind of relationship with our little before. Teaching some of our older bigs like about how to play games on Facebook and stuff with their littles. So it has been challenging for some of those relationships who didn't have a virtual relationship already established, but we've really tried to give them ideas on how to do that. A lot of them are really excited to see each other again.
Good. Oh, I can imagine. I'm excited just to see people and be around people. And I can't wait for church to start. So, to come back in the building. So, yeah. So we, when it's put a halt on some of we can't go, we do home visits for littles and for the bigs. And, we can't do home visits. Right. So that's gonna be starting back up soon. So, I'm really hoping that this time that people see how important relationships are, and like think what can I do? And this is something you can do, like with everything that's going on right now. Like, what can I do? It's like I can support a child who has been pushed to the edges and pushed out of the way. I can take that child and show them their potential. Mm-hmm. And that is an answer, in my opinion, to a lot of the questions that are being asked right now. So my hope is when things kind of fall back into something that looks normal to us, that people will consider Big Brothers Big Sisters, consider being a big, consider how can I help a child. They've been, these children who don't have the what we have been stuck in their homes. Right.
And like, I think it'd be wonderful for some of our littles that have been waiting for a year, and we've been at a halt matching people because of this. I would love to hit the ground running with people who are interested in being bigs.
Sure. Well, thank you for coming out today. Appreciate your time. And if you have any questions, you feel free to email Cheyenne, or you can email me and I'll contact her as well. But thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.